If you love preferred rooms at Port Orleans Riverside but don't love preferred prices, this is for you. I've stayed at this resort so many times that my kids are officially over it, which is sad for me, but great for you because I've timed the walks, I've tested the buses, I've compared the views, and I figured out exactly which standard buildings feel just like preferred, sometimes even better, while saving you around $120 a night. And once you know which building is your standard win, I'll show you how to actually get the room that you want. Ready to get the preferred experience at a standard price? Let's do it. So let's start with the biggest standard advantage, rope drop. If you book preferred thinking you'll be first on the bus, you're actually last on the route. This is where standard has a huge advantage, especially if you care about making rope drop. The Riverside bus route has 4 stops, and the stop by the lobby near the preferred buildings is the very last stop. That means by the time the bus gets there, it could be full, and then you're stuck waiting 20 minutes for the next bus, and then you miss rope drop. To avoid this problem entirely, ask for buildings 25 or 34 in Alligator Bayou. People refer to them as the bus cheat code buildings. They're seconds from the West Depot, which is the very first bus stop on the route. That means you get a guaranteed seat on the bus first thing in the morning, and you're also first off on the way back when you just want to get off the bus and fall into bed. If you're set on a mansion in Magnolia Bend, ask for Acadian House, which is just seconds from the North Depot. The North Depot is the second stop on the Riverside route, which also makes you very safe for rope drop. A quick note on standard, just so that we're all on the same page. Standard includes 12 buildings in Alligator Bayou, plus Acadian House and the back halves of Magnolia Terrace and Oak Manor in Magnolia Bend. Preferred just means closer to the main amenities like the lobby, the food court, the main pool, and the boat to the French Quarter and Disney Springs. Royal rooms are separate and located only in Parterre Place. Okay, so we've learned that standard clearly wins rope drop, but maybe you don't really care about rope drop. Maybe you just want to be close to food. Say you have small kids or you plan on making a lot of food court stops during the day or the evening. Ask for Building 16 in Alligator Bayou. Building 16 gives you almost the exact same walk as preferred without that preferred price. It's literally surrounded by preferred buildings. In Magnolia Bend, ask for Magnolia Terrace, closest to the food court. This should put you on the quiet pool side of the mansion and quite potentially one room away from someone who paid more for preferred. Magnolia Terrace is the most centrally located mansion right next to the footbridge leading to Old Man Island, which then takes you right over to the food court. If pool time is part of your plan, whether you plan to swim or have a much-deserved drink or two at the Muddy Rivers, these standard buildings will get you there almost as fast as preferred. Buildings 26 and 38 in Alligator Bayou are the closest to one of the footbridges that leads right over to Old Man Island, where the main pool is located. In Magnolia Bend, ask for Magnolia Terrace, closest to the footbridge, which will take you directly to the pool. Now for the biggest hidden win in 2026. In 2026, Disney made changes to the Riverside room categories. You used to have to pay about $80 or more a night for a river view. But now with the new room category changes, you can get a river view in a standard building without paying anything extra. And here's how to get it. In Alligator Bayou, ask for a river view in Building 38. Building 38 is your standard river view unicorn. It's the only standard building in Alligator Bayou with river views, and it's a nice wide river view, as close as you can get to the river. And personally, I think it's a nicer river view than preferred, simply because it's so direct. If you really want to bump your stay up a notch without paying anything extra, definitely go for this view in Building 38. In Magnolia Bend, ask for a river view in Acadian House. It's the only standard building on the mansion side with river views. Now, it isn't as close to the river as Building 38 in Alligator Bayou. It's a bit more tucked back, but that said, it's super peaceful and feels very classic Riverside. But the standard scenery wins do not end there. If you love storybook scenery that makes you feel like you've kind of wandered into a painting, ask for any of the 30s buildings in Alligator Bayou. It's so lush with bridges and ponds and Spanish moss hanging everywhere. In my opinion, it's one of the most charming sections of the resort, nicer than preferred. In Magnolia Bend, look no further than Oak Manor. Even though you're not facing the river with standard, you've still got some gorgeous landscaping and oak trees. Plus, you'll be walking past the front of the building on your way to the food court or the boat or the pool. And that landscaping is just about as glorious as you can get. For specific room numbers with the most stunning views in both of these sections, check out my best rooms videos in Alligator Bayou and Magnolia Bend. But maybe views aren't your thing, and maybe you just want quiet. Well, you're in luck because that's another way standard beats preferred. Preferred buildings are convenient. But since they're located near the main hub, they also get the most foot traffic. Standard, since it's a bit farther out, gives you a bit more breathing room. In Alligator Bayou, Building 28 is the quietest building you're gonna get on that side. It's not surrounded by any quiet pools, which ironically are not always quiet. It's off the main path and it feels completely removed from all the foot traffic. For quiet on the mansion side, ask for Oak Manor, but not facing that quiet pool. The back part of Oak Manor isn't near any bus stops, so you won't get that foot traffic walking back and forth. And since it's standard and in the back half of the mansion, it's automatically off that main path. For quiet in either case, I definitely recommend asking for a second floor view just because there's less likelihood of people walking by. Compared to someone who paid for preferred, you'll walk a few extra minutes to Mickey Waffles. But if quiet matters more to you, then standard wins this round. Okay, now that you know which buildings give you that preferred experience for a standard price, here's how to request the one that you want. First, remember, room requests are not guaranteed, but in my experience, Disney does a great job of accommodating when they can. Here's the simple rule. The broader your request, the better your chances of getting what you want. For example, if you ask for something like Building 38 or close to the West Depot, your odds are pretty good because it leaves Disney with more options to make you happy. The more specific you get, the narrower your chances become, just because there's fewer rooms that match exactly what you're looking for. The most specific you can get is requesting an exact room number. It's not impossible to get. We've done it before, but you may have to wait until that room's ready, and sometimes that could be a night, so you'd have to move the next day. Think of your room requests like a backup plan. Always have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. That way, if your first choice isn't available, you won't end up with something you really don't want. And trust me, Disney can assign some pretty random rooms. So let's go through an example of what this looks like. Say your dream room is a Riverview room. Plan A, you ask for the exact room number that you want. Plan B, ask for that building and a Riverview. Plan C, ask for just the Riverview. Each time you're making the request a little broader. Or you could go even wider. Maybe you just want an outside corner room and you don't care where it is. So how do we make a room request? Either call Disney's reservation number, which I'll have on the screen, or do online check-in on your My Disney Experience app. Online check-in basically lets you choose from a few preset options like a first floor room or being close to a bus stop. But if you want something more specific, you'll need to call Disney directly. So when should you make a room request? Room assignments are made very close to the day that you arrive, so I would recommend making it no later than a few nights before. That said, there's no harm in making it 30 or maybe 60 days out either, if it'll give you that peace of mind. If you want to be extra safe, I'd also suggest calling Disney reservations again a few days before your arrival, just to make sure they have your request and that everything is accurate. So you get to Riverside, you get to your room, and you realize, oh no, this was not what I was hoping for. What do? Rule number 1, be nice. And I can't emphasize enough how far this will actually get you. Cast members deal with a lot, and kindness really does go a long way. If you did online check-in, you'll get a text from Disney on the day of your arrival. And that text will let you know your room number. So also in that text, you're going to see a link to the map of the resort. Go ahead, click that link, and look it up. See if it matches what you wanted. If it's not what you were hoping for, call the number in the text right away and let Disney know. Many times you can adjust it before you even get to the resort, saving you precious time. And I've done this myself. I've gotten the text on the way in the car to the hotel, and I have called them and fixed it before we even got on property. If you didn't do online check-in, just stop by the front desk when you arrive. You'll get your room number there. If you're not happy with it, ask then and there if there's anything else that might match your preferences that's available. And in my experience, they'll work with you and give you several different options that you can even pick from. 9 out of 10 times, I've been really happy. If you know what to ask for, Standard gives you almost everything Preferred does, if not better, without paying Disney $1 more. And once you've picked your building, head over to my Riverside guides where I break down exact room numbers and views to request so you can go in prepared instead of ending up disappointed. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.